All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday morning. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, Yeshua. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are blessed in a multitude of ways. As Bitcoin right now is not doing very much, but as the title of this video says, get ready. I'm long on Bitcoin and crypto. Major move incoming! Exclamation point times 3. Man, the sensationalism on this YouTube channel is on a whole nother level. My goodness, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications because we're bringing you the juiciest Bitcoin and crypto updates here on YouTube. We were the channel that alerted everybody of the massive, huge move to the upside. We were the channel that in the Casper Crew VIP Discord gave the short trade from the exact high 111.824 set up given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We were the channel that gave the long trade from the lows live, baby, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Don't want to miss. Don't want to miss. Like, subscribe, click the dang bell, guys. Major shout out to everybody in the chat. As usual, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour without a bot, we will be giving away $1,000. If we use a bot, I'm gonna have to stop doing these giveaways because you're gonna ruin my dang channel. Alright? So, here we are, Bitcoin price. And I gotta give a major shout to BLOFIN, which right now, guys, is literally giving you 20% cash back everything you deposit, alright? This is nuts. 20% cash back everything you deposit. 0% limit order fees, discounted market order fees, link in the description, pinned comment. Also got to give a major shout to ANTARCTIC, decentralized exchange, lowest fees, period, on any exchange, SVIP, 0% limit order, 0.015% market order. Got to give a major shout to the Casper Crew, where we give the trade setups in advance, like the juicy long trade you see right here, and also the juicy long trade you see right here, and also the juicy short trade you see right here. At JasonCasperTrading.com, click the link to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Also, we got to give a shout to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Boss. You blew your account and you swear you almost cried? Well, bro, I've legit cried before. I've legit cried on the floor of the bathroom in front of my wife, feeling like an absolute loser. Okay? Feeling like an absolute idiot. Alright? Feeling like this. Alright, I blow my account, I ended up like this. Alright, this was me. After blowing my account. Sock on the head, tight. Eyebrows stretched. Eyes glassy. Lips dry. Beard. 12-year-old Amish kid. My last name is Yoder. Jason Yoder up in here, building you a pole barn. Selling you some dang shoe fly pie up in here. Because I blew my dang account. Alright? But I'll tell you how I went from this to this. All I have to do is buy my courses, buy my programs. All right, I got the secret sauce. All that the pros don't want you to know. To go from this to this. Or this. To this. To this. To this. All right? So shout out, guys. We've all been there. We've all blown our accounts. We've all blown our accounts, all right? Major shout out to Robert Harold. He says, XRP loading, massive rocket. Yes, guys, altcoins are loading. They're loading, about to be exploding. You know what I'm saying? Major shout out to R Pink. Shout out to Jesse Gellick in the chat. God bless you, man. Shout out to Crypto Teeth. Shout out to Crypto Same. Shout out to Trade Smart by Jewel Smith 26. If it will pump, where will the TP, brother? Look, if Bitcoin's gonna pump TP at like 115 to 117K and then eventually 145K, alright? Boss says I look high in that picture. Pfft, bro, I ain't high, man. I was depressed in that picture, alright? Flat Smack cries every day. I haven't cried in a minute, huh? Shout out to Flat Smack, shout out to Boss. Shout out to RPM, please do rocket. Shout out to Apine Varma. Yesterday, what happened yesterday, man? I can't talk about it. Shout out to Thomas G. Where am I going? We are walking to the moon, baby. We are walking to the dang moon. Man, here we go. Moonwalking backwards to the moon. Feels good to walk to the moon. All right. Am I still short? Yeah, I'm still short. I don't close shorts in a bull run. Shout out to P. Diddy. I'm on trial but still trading. Now that is dedication, baby. Shout out to Dave Chair. He says, Dave Chair says, time to screw the bear. Shout out to Daniel V. God bless you, my brother in Christ. Shout out to Robert. He says, XRP, let's go. Shout out to Alex O. Alex O is the man. Shout out to Runt. Shout out to Silosis V2. Jason Casper, who came yesterday. Man, I can't talk about it. Shout out to Freedom Man. Shout out to what happened yesterday. It was 6 Juanita in the house, alright? Shout out to Dave Flowers, our last giveaway winner. I hope you received that prize, bro. I did send it over. Shout out to Jackson Crawford. Shout out to Steve Hickey. Alright. Alright. Adrian. What's going on, Adrian? Hey, yo, Adrian. How much is the weight of this vest? Today, 30 pounds, guys. Today, it's a 30-pound weighted vest. I'm trying to really get that cardio in, man. Alright? I'm doing this cardio thing, alright? Alright, let's pop over to the poll. Alright, let's pop over to the poll. So, interesting that most people think we're going to hit the all-time high this week. And a quick reminder to like the stream, because if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT, baby. Now, yesterday, if you were here in the stream, you know we got a little bit cut off. But we were talking about this, all right? We were talking about this massive, massive bull run, all right? Massive potential here for a breakout of the range. And as we speak, the Bitcoin price is consolidating above very key support. And that's this green box I have here on the chart, between 104 and 105.8. The reason this is such key support, guys, is because this would signify a breakout and a back test of the previous fair value zone. Now remember, ever since Donald Trump wins the election in the United States, we kind of formed this range here. And this was the fair value zone for the past half year, basically. Pushing more than that. Wow. November 4th. It's more than half a year. And I am wearing a bulletproof vest in case anyone wants to know, guys. Alright? It's loaded up right now with pure... I can't say. Can't say it on YouTube. This was the fair value zone. Below this level, 89.6. Bitcoin considered undervalued. Above the level, 105.8. Bitcoin considered overvalued. We came down below the level. And as we did, we saw some of the most bullish signs in the world. Alright? What did we see here? We saw Bitcoin coming down to a major trend line of support. Man! And when we take a look at market Cipher B, we see this momentum getting lower as the price is getting higher on the trend line. Price is making a higher low, right? Low, high, higher, low. We're in this clear uptrend. The pattern is when we get this, we break out of the range big time, right? We get a breakout and a big follow through. We had it over here. We had a big breakout of the range and big follow through. We had it over here. Big breakout of the range, big follow through. Right now we have it down here. Now, when we printed this confirmation, I myself got extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. And it's rare that I get extremely bullish, but I was bullish. I was calling for at least 105.6, most likely all-time highs. Because not only did we get the hidden bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, and I'm telling you all this because we have to build the context here. We have to build the context here. People get so focused on the low time frames, we forget the context. You know, trust me, I'm a day trader. I know what it's like to be stuck on the 5-minute and forget about the dang weekly. But as we're coming down to this very key support, we are seeing a regular bullish div on some of these very high time frames. I'm talking about the 3-day, and we're seeing absolutely the uneven butt cheek pattern. Here's the thing, when Bitcoin's dumping, people, they forget, they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to the junk you got in that trunk. All right, they only see the chart like this, the 5-minute time frame, right? Does this look bullish or bearish to you? Exactly, right? But they forget to look at what's going on down below. as we're coming down to make that lower low into the key trend line, we are seeing market Cipher B give us that fat, juicy butt cheek on the left, skinny on the right, very skinny, just like that waitress at the diner, you know? That skinny one with the veins popping out of her neck. She still smokes inside like it's 1985. Hey, Dolores, get over here. She talks like this. Jason needs another cup of coffee. Get over here. The price is coming down to key support. The butt cheeks is getting uneven. The tip money over here in the skinny side. Bam, price gets a move. All right. So we have macro bottom signals here, and everything's pointing to the breakout of this range. Okay. Now, very interesting is this. All right. Historically, when we break out of the range, the weekly candle is very bullish and has a lot of follow through. This time, we have seen something a little bit different. The weekly candle did not close above the previous all-time high. Okay? This is a little bit of a change of the pattern. The pattern is when we break the high of this trend, okay, like for example, when we broke this high, look at the weekly candle. BAM! Oh my goodness. Absolutely amazing. When we take this high, look at the weekly candle. BAM! Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. When we take this high, look at the weekly candle. BAM! Absolutely amazing. Wouldn't you know it? When we take this high, look at the weekly candle. BAM! Absolutely amazing. When we take this high, would you look at the weekly candle? BAM! Absolutely amazing. Now, we come up here and I don't know, like we take the high and no bam. In fact, we closed below. Now it's a little bit weird because we did have a 3-day weekend here, but now we got to watch and wait. Because although the patterns changed a little bit, the higher time frames are still absolutely bullish. And what we also have here are clear, distinct lines in the sand. And when I look at these lines, they get me excited. More excited than that time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's in his Maserati. You can be seen right here by the Maserati logo down here, you know? And we ordered a Big Mac meal together, and we enjoyed partaking in that meal together, and I was very excited. And when I look at the chart, honestly, it makes my heart beat faster than the time I was running away from the cops because I was trading and driving. Because you know they put the dang TVs on the car now. You can look at the charts, right? And Bitcoin's getting a swing failure pattern here, and I'm trying to drive, got the wife and the kids in the back, you know, but I can't look at the road. I can't focus. My heart's pounding. The cops are chasing me. Now I got to run away from the cops while I'm trading and driving, hoping that the profits I make will offset the fee that, I don't know, they charge you with manslaughter, honestly, for trading and driving. Tough times. Tough times. But here's the thing. We have the lines in the sand here, which is this. We got our monthly chart. Now, I'm looking at the monthly. We got 3 days, guys. 3 days for the month of May. All right? 3 more days for the month of May. And that's what they say. All right? If we can close the monthly candle above 109.8, that is very bullish. And I would say this. The green dot on the monthly, as we talked about yesterday, there is, I'm pretty sure, 9 out of 10 times a confirmation of a green dot means we pump at least another 15% in the following month. So right now there's a 90% chance, based if this dot confirms in 3 days, there's a 90% chance, 9 out of 10 shot, that we continue to pump and we actually break out of the range. Okay? So coming to the lower time frames here, we can see that this box I've drawn is massive support. This is the doorway to a big pullback. Because if we come down below the green box, it's actually the market telling us, you know what, we actually still consider above this level to be overvalued Bitcoin. And then we could expect to move back down to the $96,000, $97,000 zone. It actually becomes more probable than not that if we lose the green box, that we come down toward $96,000, $97,000. But if we hold it, it's most probable, all things considered, that we actually shoot for those new highs. So for me, it's very simple. I'm looking for long setups as long as we're holding this box. Once we start losing the box, I expect to move to the downside. It's very simple. A monthly close above 109,880 on ByBit is extremely bullish. That monthly close, in my opinion, would be a confirmed monthly breakout of the range. So we have 3 days to watch the monthly chart, 3 days to ask ourselves, are we going to close the monthly candle above 109,880? If yes, that's a bullish breakout close with a green dot confirmed. If no, we have to say it's not the best because we literally just did a swing failure pattern, a chickens drinking water pattern on the monthly, and we're losing key support, all right? So we've got ourselves the lines in the sand, which is nice as a trader because it's like, how do you know what trades to be looking for, long or short? Well, we have our line in the sand. We can't lose the green box. We want to close above the orange line, all right? Now, we do have the one pattern breaker, which is the weekly candle, but so far everything is still the same as it's been all the way back since November 2022 when Bitcoin bottomed out. All right, we got that big bottom. Here's a picture of Janet Yellen with bearish divergences on her face. All right, as the price gets higher, the lips get lower. You know, I've got to learn from Janet Yellen how she manages to be a treasurer and calculate all the monies of a country that has no money, has more debt than the global GDP. I've got to learn those skills on how you can just keep spending money when you don't got any money. I've got to learn that, all right? I don't know why I'm showing this picture, but I do like it. It's a nice one, all right? Now, here's something else to keep in mind. As we are watching Bitcoin preparing for liftoff, and again, look at how bullish this daily money flow looks here, guys. All right, look at how bullish the daily money flow looks. Look at how bullish the 2-day money flow looks, guys. This 2-day money flow looks extremely bullish. The last time we had a money flow cross on the 2-day was the breakout of the range. Look at the 2-week time frame. The last time we had a confirmed green dot above the zero line with thickening money flow, the last 2 times actually, it predicted the breakout of the range. What's interesting is it's a predictive indicator. In fact, let's remove all this nonsense here. The confirmed green dot, we'll just put a line here. When we get them, they're rare. They're predictive indicators. They confirm, and the breakout happens later, right? It confirms here, the breakout doesn't happen for 2 weeks. It confirms here, the breakout literally doesn't happen for 4 weeks. Confirms here, it's been like 3 weeks, right? So it's a predictive indicator. In my opinion, all things are pointing to launch. All right, so that's why it's so important to have that line in the sand. Okay? But, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, man. Holding above 104, I'm looking for those longs, baby. If Bitcoin pumps and comes to a new high, you know, we have to be aware of our next major targets to the upside based on like Fibonacci. So let's take a quick look at the Fibonacci. We go ahead, we pull our fib, trend-based fib extension. We go to the 2-month chart here. All right, this is logarithmic. Let's pull it off log here. Take it from the low, 2018, to the high, to our low. Wait a second, this ain't right. The heck? This ain't right, hang on. Did I mess this up? What did I do here? I don't know what I did, but this ain't right, so I don't have time to fix it now. But basically, my fib extension levels are, we're gonna front run 120. That's gonna be our next big fib, our 1.618, and then our 2-to-1 extension is gonna front run 145. So maybe like, it'll front run 150, 144-ish. All right, these are my 2 actually next big targets for the Bitcoin price this cycle upon the breakout of the range. And it's really not that crazy when you realize that $150,000 Bitcoin is only 30% away. All All right, it's only 30% away. That's really not that much. That's not that much considering when we see breakouts of these ranges here, like the breakout of this last range, we pumped up 53%. So we're 53% higher now than we were back in September. Is it that crazy to think that we're going to hit a 30% increase? I don't think so. And if Bitcoin's pumping to new all-time highs, then we can finally take a look at these Ethereums and these other coins that, in my opinion, have much, much more upward potential than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's already at all-time highs. But when we look at these altcoins, especially ones like ETH, Cardano, AVAX, they have dipped down to bear market prices while Bitcoin remains at all-time highs. Absolutely amazing here. So I want to take a look at ETH, because ETH has done something, like I said, never heard of before in the history of crypto. While Bitcoin is above the previous market cycle all-time high, ETH dips down into the bear market prices. And now we've got a bullish break, very bullish, above our $2,000 level, and we are flirting with 2,700. All right. We need to look at Bitcoin's line in the sand, because if Bitcoin can close the month above 1,099, ETH is very likely to break into this previous fair value zone here. Now, what happens when an asset breaks into a previous fair value zone? What happens? I'll tell you. I will tell you what happens. We get the big pump. All right. This is what we were looking at for Bitcoin, right? This is what we were looking at for Bitcoin back in April. Say we reclaim the fair value zone, we get the big pump. All right. Setup given in the Casper crew. Literally the ninja entry given in the Casper crew. And we've been longing in the Casper crew. This long trade given live in the moment. Oh, and by the way, guys, after this live stream, we're going live for the VIP live stream, JasonCasperTrading.com, where we will go over our low time frame setups, like the long trade, like the short trade that we gave from the exact top. All right. We're going to be looking for those local entries, so make sure to go to JasonCasperTrading.com to join the best trading community in the world. Myself and multiple instructors giving you their technical analysis multiple times a day. Also, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, BLOFIN currently is giving 20% cash back and discounted fees if you use my link, and Antarctic Exchange, if you use my link, is giving literally 0% limit order, 0.01% market order. It's pretty much unheard of. Decentralized exchange functioning like a centralized exchange. It's absolutely amazing. So if ETH can reclaim $2,700, we're going to get vacuum sucked up like that thing at the bank when you were a kid. And your mom went to the bank and somehow talked to this lady you couldn't see. And then she had this tube and she put it in the machine and went whoop. Right? Whatever that thing was. We're going to get vacuum sucked up to that next level. And once we get vacuum sucked up to this next level, what's going to happen? Well, you know, here's my theory. My theory is this. We had this triangle. We had a fake out to the upside. We had a fake out to the downside. And like crypto loves to do, fake out both sides and then break out. And we're going to hit new all-time highs. And my targets are 5,500 and then 8,500 based on Fibonacci extension levels. All right, so I'm looking for ETH reclaiming 2,700. Once that happens, I'm looking for a 100 to 225% move to the upside, breaking out of this. All right, that's what I've been looking for on Ethereum. Let's check out XR Pizzle. Let's check out XRP. All right, now, again, Bitcoin has to lead the way here. Bitcoin must lead the way because we have our lines in the sand for Bitcoin. And remember, Bitcoin is the leader of the market. Bitcoin starts to pull back. We can't expect alts to pump. But Bitcoin holds the resistance and ranges even. Then we could expect these alts to pump. Now, Ripple. I call it Ripple on purpose. It sends ripples down my spine when I think about XRP. Hidden bullish divergence here on the weekly. All right, we come down to our 4-day time frame. we got a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-day time frame. We have come down to the bottom of the range. We took the liquidity with a bullish divergence. We get a bullish close back inside the range. We're currently, in my opinion, for XRP, in a no trade zone. We're at fair value. We're at completely fair value right now. What I would be looking for is this. If Bitcoin can reclaim and hold 1099, the key level above us for XRP is going to be $2.40. We hold $2.40 for XRP, come to the top of the range, right? We get ourselves our invert head and shoulder pattern here. That's what we'd be looking for. Bitcoin gets a pullback to 97. We look for XRP to come back down and backtest this key support here around $2, $1.80 to $2. That could also give us an inverted head and shoulders pattern. That's actually a much nicer level to be looking for a trade. But then if we take the measured move of this, we're looking at a $5, $6 XRP. You know, take the measured move of this little bull flag that we're forming here. You know, I forget how I did this thing. It wasn't on log scale. It was not on log. When I pulled this line right here. I forget how I pulled this line. If I had it on log or not. But I would be looking for a over $5, close to a $6 XRP. Right now, major key level $2.40 is our resistance. We hold above, it's bullish. Bitcoin pulls back, we look for a move down to $1.81 to $2 for that pumperoni and cheese, baby. Bam! The pumperoni and cheese! Shout out to Divine Hood, and shout out to Fred Sloan, and shout out to Mark Dutch. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. Shout out to Hits. When you close your short, I will not ever close my short. All right, I don't close shorts. You know. Look, guys, if you want to learn how and why I trade the way I trade, check out the free course. All right, check out the free course on my YouTube channel. It's under playlists. Free trading course. All right, we've got so far 16 out of 18 sessions uploaded here. And today at 3 p.m. New York time, 3:15 I think, I will release a course session about my style of trading, my trading psychology, how I use leverage, how I hold trades, why I hold trades, and all that kind of stuff here. But this short trade will never be closed unless it gets stopped out. Alright? It will never be closed manually unless Bitcoin's below $70,000. Which case, it will be manually closed. Probably not fully. If Bitcoin's really below 70K, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll add to the trade, take major profits, and hold some to see if we can't capitulate lower. That's legitimately what I would do in that situation. But yeah, this short trade right now is not being closed, man. It's not being closed. Alright, you're more interested in alts than Bitcoin. That makes sense, I guess, if you're looking for those gains. Major shout out to Crypto Scarface for the super chat. Market structure plus accumulation model pointing to the upside, baby. Let's do it. Shout out to Crypto Coons and everybody who's a mod in the YouTube chat. Shout out to Alchemist. Shout out to Wes. He appreciates the massive pointer. I'm glad you do, man, because the only reason I have it so massive is for y'all. Because I know it's very frustrating when YouTubers are on here and saying, see right here? You see this price right here? And you're like, no. No! But now that my pointer's so massive, alright? And they say size doesn't matter. Size matters when it comes to your pointer, let me tell you. Shout out to Preparing for War. Shout out to Florida J. If it hits stop loss, yeah, if it hits stop loss, it'll close. Post show. How can you put up with so much walking? ADA is looking bullish. Let's look at ADA. Guys, if you don't have a walking desk, you got to get a walking desk. I'm telling you. You got to get a walking desk. All right. If you want to have six-pack abs and eat to your complete, full satisfaction every single day without having to worry about cutting and depriving yourself of nutrients, just get a walking desk. So you can be like humanity throughout history, where like if you wanted to eat, you had to go walk and work to get the food, you know? That'll change everything, man. I'm telling you, you'll be healthy, you'll feel energetic. Man, I feel great on this walking desk. I'll tell you, I feel so dang good. Working a sweat. Man, feels great. Get a walking desk. Yeah, you gotta eat, cleanse, trend hard, Anavar, give up. For sure. Yeah, you have better focus when you walk. Absolutely. Absolutely. Florida J eats grass-fed steak. Yeah, or you could be carnivore and be lean that way if you wanted to. But I'm over here on team carbohydrate, baby. I'm over here on team high carbs. All right, team 6, 7, 800 carbs a day, baby. I'm on team energy. I'm on team nutrients. I'm on team God created man to eat fruit in the garden. All right. That's what team I'm on, all right? But I love me some steak as well. All right, let's pop on over to Cardano. Let's pop on over to Cardano. Man. So here's the deal with Cardano. Shout out to Karmatology, AMC stock. We'll take a look. This is my view on Cardano, guys. All right? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to just show it to you. This is literally my view on Cardano. I'm extremely bullish. I think we could hit over $5, close to $6. I think we have a massive cup and handle. I think this handle right now is forming a nice bottom for many reasons. Reason number one, we have a very bullish, let's go to the weekly time frame, bullish div. Weekly bullish divs are typically bottom signals. Then we change market structure. We break the lower high, we make a higher high to the value area high of the range, reject, and come down to backtest major support, making a higher low in the trend, right? We make our bullish divergence, then we start to change market structure. As we make a trigger wave with money flow getting thicker, all right? We make another higher high. Now we've come back down to backtest another higher low, the Fibonacci golden pocket plus the value area high of the bear market range. We look at the money flow getting higher in general, momentum getting higher in general. And this looks like, to me, we are building liquidity to the upside here. We have these lower highs. Looks to me like we're being primed for a big squeeze, breakout, and then a massive run, just taking this out like crazy and shooting new all-time highs, all right? We're talking $5, $6 Cardano. I'm bullish on Cardano, all right? It will have its time to shine. ETH, Cardano. These are sleeping giants, man. These high-cap altcoins. I'm telling you, when Bitcoin makes that big pump and starts to range, I think this year, 2025, the end of this year, we are going to see altcoins make serious gains. And if they don't, maybe I will cry, because I myself am heavily invested in these assets, all right? ADA disappointing until it's not. Exactly, man. Exactly. Shout out to Dave Flowers. God bless you, bro. Careful on the carnivorous diet. Your blood pressure will suffer when you're in your 40s, says Preparing for War. Man, I agree with you, Preparing for War. I'm not a big fan of the keto and the carnivore lifestyle. Why do crypto influencers like you and CryptoFace try to sound as dumb as possible? Well, for me, it's because my whole channel is basically a troll of, like, the crypto space as it existed in 2021. Alright? 2020, 2021. My whole entire, like, persona of Jason Casper is basically trolling that space, which no longer really exists. Alright? The 2021 YouTube crypto space doesn't exist anymore. But it's just the persona I've developed on here. CryptoFace, I don't know. I can't speak for him. But I think he just doesn't take anything too seriously. Because why would he? He's a multi-millionaire. And he's just here to have fun and chill out. And he doesn't care if you watch and if you don't watch. That's literally it. You know? That's the best I can answer your question. And for me also, I don't care if you watch or you don't watch, I'll be honest. I don't. But also, I've never been the one to take life seriously. I just can't take things seriously. I've always been a clown. Alright, in high school, I was like a huge clown. Joking all the time, just being like stupid. It's just one of the ways I enjoy life. Alright, it's one of the ways I enjoy life. How many bananas do I eat a day? Depends, anywhere from 0 to 9. Seriously. Imagine if I jumped on the trampoline and streamed. I might. I do have a trampoline. All fad diets are ASS. I agree. But here's the thing. If you're trying to look on a diet, the main key is everybody's different. Everybody has different needs. Those needs can change throughout your lifetime. And everybody's body has unique strengths and weaknesses. You might be deficient in something. You might have to fix something. If you have gut issues, maybe you do have to go carnivore for a little bit. Alright? Or something like that. Maybe you do have to go vegan. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. If you have something that works for you, keep doing it until it doesn't work. Keep doing it until it doesn't work. If something works for you, keep doing it until it doesn't work. The problem is, people do something if it works for them. First of all, they think everybody needs to do it that way. Because just because you're getting better doesn't mean everyone's going to get better from doing that. Second thing is, you notice people get into these fat diets and they keep doing it even when it stops working. Right? People go carnivore. They're doing it for a few years. They feel like crap. They have thyroid issues. They have hormone issues. But they're like, no, I can't stop. Carnivore's the truth. God didn't create man to eat fruit. He created us to eat dead animals and fat only. Fat's not the backup system for energy. You see a lot of these carnivores starting to eat carbs now, you know? Because we were made to eat carbs, man. But look, you gotta do what works for you. Alright? You got a lot of vegans out there dying of malnutrition because they don't do it right. Or maybe you're just the kind of person that can't handle all that plant food. You got some gut issues. Everyone's different, man. Everyone's different. Yes, that's true. I'm on puberty blockers. That's why my voice is like this. All right. We'll check out some. This is back in the day before the puberty blockers, but this is me after the fact. Okay. What other coins do we want to look at? Polygon. Does it still have a chance? I think everyone has a chance. Shout out to that dang dude again. Stop focusing on diets and on a complete lifestyle change. Absolutely. That's another thing I have to say. Like, in my own health journey, diet journey, I have to say this. The more you can eat food, and the less you can eat food-like products, the better you're going to feel, period. No matter what you're doing. Alright? So, you're eating a standard American diet full of processed crap. No matter what you do, you become vegan. If you eat whole foods, you're going to feel great. You become carnivore, keto, you eat whole foods, you feel great. Alright? But, has anyone ever tried this? This is the Jason Casper diet. As much fruit as possible. Lots of eggs. Raw dairy. And root vegetables. Like, that's my diet, man. I don't know what that is, but I'm like I'm purposefully right now trying to eat as many carbs as I can while still eating like animal products just to see what happens. I'll tell you, man, I feel absolutely amazing eating all this fruit. I feel great. All right, is it leg day? Yeah, it is leg day. It is leg day today. Do we have a short-term pullback on Bitcoin? So, look, here's the deal. If we're going to get a short-term pullback on Bitcoin, all right? If we're going to get it, we have to lose 104. We don't lose 104, we're bullish. All right? And we can't right now, we can't. Here's the thing, the oscillators on Market Cipher B for Bitcoin, they look more bullish than bearish right now. The only way we could interpret these things bearishly, in my opinion, is if two things happen. Thing number one, this be our first major warning sign. In 3 days and 12 hours, we close the monthly candle below our previous range all-time high. All right, that would be a very not so good sign because the pattern of the big bullish breakout monthly candle is broken, right? Second sign is we lose value area high of this range. All right. So I can't say for certain right now. Right now I have to say we're in no man's land. So long as we're between these two levels here, this is no man's land. This is scalper only territory right here. Okay. But we lose 105.6, we're coming down to 97. We lose 97, we're coming down to 88. We lose 88, we're coming down to 73.9. All right, it's as simple as that. It's level to level. We lose this green box here. I'm looking for short trades down to here. All right. We lose this, I'm looking for short trades down to here. We lose this, I'm looking for short trades down to here. It's as simple as that, level to level. This green box I have on the chart, screenshot it. Screenshot this, because I have the exact numbers on the side here. 105.9 to 109.9. That is the key. Those are both the key levels. We're inside the box. It's ambiguous. Ambiguous. Eggs and potatoes. That's what's up. I love potatoes. I grow potatoes. I love potatoes. I eat potatoes. That's what's up. Sí, newbie crypto. Yo es mucho cubano. All right. Shout out to Wayne Mack. Shout out to Memory Man. When diet is proper, medicine is of no need. When diet is poor, medicine is of no use. That's some words of wisdom right there. Some words of wisdom. I hope we get some volatility today too, preparing for work. Do I drink coffee? Absolutely. 1 big cup a day. 12 ounces every morning. Shout out to Derek. Pasta is Fred Sloan's favorite. Man, I do love me some rigatoni, but I don't eat it. I don't eat it. All right, Solana. Same deal. We're at these key levels, man. Value area high. If Bitcoin pulls back, we're looking for Sol to come back to 112 to 120 for that big pullback. We're looking for the breakout. Everything on Sol looks very bullish in my opinion. Looking for a big break. Well, I'm very, very curious to see how this monthly candle will close. All right. The max speed of my walking desk is 3.8, which I'm currently going right now. 3.8 miles per hour. How are the chickens? They're great. Baked or fried potatoes? I like them baked and boiled. Baked and boiled. You know? All right. All right, guys. We're going to continue this stream over in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. So if you're looking for low time frame day trade setups, head over to jasoncaspertrading.com, join the community. Make sure to like this stream. Make sure to check out the free course on my YouTube channel. All right, and God bless you guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.